All right, so Matt, Clayton, Mike, I'm looking for you guys. In all the transactions that you guys have done, figure out, average out the high ones with the low ones. If you think about how much repairs are typically needed on a home when somebody's buying it, what would you guys say the average is? Call it within like a grand or two of what you guys see as average. So I'm looking for Mike, Clayton, and Matt to chime in. And I'm talking like HVAC stuff, the roof is screwed up, the plumbing, the electrical, like the major stuff, not the bullshit some buyers want to ask for. Like, what are the real
$7 grand.
How much?
7.
Are you talking, Kyle, in terms of like if you needed to come in and just fix everything?
Like the things that truly need to be fixed, yes. Like on average, all transactions you've ever done in your career.
7,000.
So Mike is 7. What's your number?
Houses would be different than condos.
All. From trailers to trophies.
Right now, nothing.
Okay, I didn't ask right now. Said over your whole career. Average. Matt, what's your number?
Less than 1,500.
Okay. Well, Clayton, what's your number?
So again, I went to public school and need a little more explaining. The number that we've actually,
but go ahead.
the number that we actually asked for, or the number of a house that needs to be done?
What needs to be done?
Oh, there's like, I don't know, freaking to bring stuff up to par, 10 grand.
Okay. So we got numbers all over the place on that. My personal experience is about 5 grand plus or minus 2. This is what I would say on the majority of houses. It's probably a pretty safe bet. So what I would encourage you to do going into any transaction, long before an inspection is done, is make it very clear to your buyers, hey, in our experience, having done about 4,000 of these transactions now in San Diego, our experience shows that the majority of homes are going to need work. I don't care if you're buying a brand new home from a builder or you're buying one of these tear downs here in North Park. Every home is going to need some work. An inspector is going to find things on 100% of homes. This is fact, even on a brand new build. They're going to find issues.
Even on a fix and flip, Kyle, like the list of the punch list when you get a house ready to put on the market never gets complete. There's always 10 things on the checklist because by the time you get one done, another one pops up somewhere.
For sure. So I just tell people, in my experience, our experience here at Whissel, having done this 4,000 times, is that most homes are going to need repairs around 5 grand, tends to be around the average. Some are a few grand higher, some are a few grand lower. But I just want to prepare you going into buying a home that that's a realistic expectation of what's going to come up in the home inspection, right? So now when that happens, we're going to have an opportunity to request repairs. Now, understand that the transaction is done as is. Every home in San Diego is sold as is. That's what's in the agreement, subject to an inspection. So when you agree to a contract with the seller, you're agreeing to buy a home as is. It entitles you to complete an inspection, but it does not require a seller to repair anything. It is just giving you the right to complete an inspection. So we need to understand, like JC said, this is really for informational purposes only. And especially in this market where we know we can't request a lot of repairs, we got to make it really, really clear to the client that, hey, I want to prepare you that when this inspection's done, again, based on my experience having done this 4,000 times, you're usually going to see about 5 grand worth of repairs. Again, some houses a little higher, some houses a little lower. So let's go into it with an expectation that we're going to need to spend a few $1,000s to really get this home up to snuff. Now, if there's anything that comes up that's a true health or safety hazard, we can typically request that even in a market like this and get it handled. But if there's things like, I think Tina was talking the other day, like it has a 15-year-old water heater, but it works. That's something we're just now going to have a 15-year-old water heater. We're just going to have to accept that. Now, if it's functioning as intended, that could actually get covered under home warranty. So we just got to set a proper expectation with people to make sure they understand that you're doing this. The seller has zero obligation to repair a single thing in the house. You can request whatever you want, and I work for you, and I'm going to go to bat for you. But we have to understand that the seller is selling this home as is, and we need to make sure that we're prepared that we might have to spend 5 or 10 grand on this house when all is said and done to get it up to snuff. JC.
In that scenario too, like it's important to articulate the difference between a repair and an upgrade.
Yeah.
Because a new water heater in that case is an upgrade,
Right.
because the current one works. So we're not looking for upgrades. Otherwise, if the seller wanted to upgrade it, they would have upgraded it for themselves.
Yeah.
They're not gonna upgrade it for you because you're buying it.
And that's an important talk track, is when something works, but it's old, it works.